Yeah, hurley! What's good, everybody? It's your boy Rome Puss here with the 3.5 One Piece Bounty Rush anniversary predictions. These are kind of who I'm honestly at this point, given that we've gotten a few units who have been released, such as Shiki, such as Boa Hancock Stampede. Now we kind of know a little more set in stone of what's going to be left for options as the new EX unit for this 3.5 Annie. Now, in the One Piece Bounty Rush Discord, be sure to check it out down below. It's in the description, you guys. Make sure you give it a go join that. Honestly, there's so much information and it's very helpful, very useful. So I strongly recommend there. But they do have an Excel sheet that kind of shows us what the current leaked characters are. Honestly, the leaks have currently been slowing down, but we actually have a variety of options that are potentially candidates for who could be our new EXs. Now, honestly, I think Bandai is actually kind of trying to get sneaky because the leaks have slowed down, and there's not any really hard hitters in the upcoming predictions. All right, so let's bring up the Excel sheet. So this guy, obviously we have a bunch of different units here. There's obviously specific ones that are not going to be big candidates. I'm just going to kind of go through this list and talk about like who's honestly like our EX unit candidate. So let's just dive in and start with the one that most of us are honestly already thinking, because his first unit is already EX. So we got pre-time skip Blackbeard. He was Red Defender EX. Now we have the time skip Blackbeard with the Gura Gura no Mi, his Earthquake Fruit. This honestly is one of the largest candidates for the actual like new EX 3.5 Annie. It's very possible. Honestly, at first I was like, no, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be guaranteed to be an EX, but we haven't particularly seen, besides Luffy, someone who's become an EX and someone and then not been an EX after once they've gotten a new unit yet. Because like Big Mom, Kaido, people have only gone from Bounty Fest to EX and then have just not been released again yet. So we'll see what happens. But Blackbeard, honestly, there's a variety of different abilities. I'm kind of talking about what I think he'll actually do in the game as well. But Blackbeard, honestly, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 actually has so many different abilities and powers that you could do with him. He has a variety of different options. Now, obviously, we're much more limited in Bounty Rush because you have 2 skills. That being said, a lot of people have been brought up the idea to me being like, Roman, what if they did a skill swap? Kind of like the Luffy, especially guaranteed, since it's going to be EX and it's going to be super expensive probably. Potentially no guaranteed unit unless you pay like literally $2,500 like you did for the EX Luffy. This Blackbeard, almost Whitebeard, yikes. This Blackbeard could actually potentially just have a skill swap. So you literally have one skill that's used and then you swap modes to where your other skill would be the given double fruit. So you either be using the Yami Yami no Mi or the Gura Gura no Mi on, let's say, your skill 2. But your skill 1 is the one that swaps it. So you would end up using like an ability with your skill 1, whether it's just like a suck skill or some kind of darkness skill, and make a big explosion, and you swap to your Gura Gura no Mi. Now, you know Bandai loves to reuse abilities, so I'm guaranteed they would reuse some of the Blackbeard's old abilities on his Dark Fruit. So I'm assuming he would have a skill 2, and then maybe he'd transform and like not transform, but change the use of his Devil Fruit and would start using the Earthquake Fruit and would potentially wind up like Whitebeard. So that would actually be very interesting. Potentially change his class. Maybe he'd go from Defender to Attacker, Attacker to Defender. That would be interesting, honestly. It sounds pretty scary, I'm gonna be honest. It sounds like another meta cancer that we would have to live and exist with. But otherwise, there's a variety of different options in Pirate Warriors 4. He has so many different skills and abilities that they could include and do. The whole diving into the pool and being in the shadow, I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that. I don't know. It's alright. But overall, Blackbeard is one of our top candidates for the 3.5 Annie. The issue and reason why I don't necessarily think he will be our 3.5 Annie unit is because he doesn't really have any of the other units revolving around for him. Like, there's no other Blackbeard pirates. Honestly, there's no other, like, he's not even Marineford anymore because we're time skip. Think about the only other unit that would show up around time skip would be like Katarina Devon or Gecko Moria or some type of unit like that. Someone who showed up on that pirate island that we saw back in that One Piece episode when he reappeared. But overall, Blackbeard, one of the top candidates. Honestly, this is probably my second choice for who could be the EX. We'll get to the next one in a minute. But let's kind of go through the list that we actually have from the One Piece Bounty Rush Discord. Shiki we just got, so we obviously know he's not it. Now, there's other units like Foxy and Afro Luffy. These two I don't believe will be it, just because Foxy, for one, let's be real, I'm a big fan, I know personally, but I know many of you are not. So it's very unlikely that we actually have Foxy as an EX unit. Afro Luffy, potentially, since we're already an EX, but given Foxy's not, I'm assuming they're going to come together at first I thought as step-ups, because I thought they would be step-up units, but at this point I'm not really sure, because it seems like Bandai's getting rid of and eliminating step-up units, so probably they'd be a dual bounty fest. But honestly, we haven't even gotten dual bounty fest recently. We've had these special movie characters, because Bandai's money hungry and doesn't want to put movie characters together, so it'd be easier to get. So they're going to be suckling you dry for these two units. Hopefully they'll just be like regular 1%, so you'd have 2% chance to get either Luffy or Foxy. Honestly, I'd be down for Bounty Fest. I'm actually kind of happy that we're eliminating step-up units potentially, because they were just useless. There's no point in creating useless characters. Just if you're gonna make a new character, make them playable, make them usable in the current meta. The next ones we have are like Captain Kobe. And then we also had this Jinbei Gyojin. I'm not actually positive. It's just Gyojin Karate is like the only thing I can think of. So I don't know what this Jinbei Gyojin is. I'm assuming it's like a Wano Jinbei. Probably going to be postponed. Let's be real here. And these units are not EX material specifically right off the bat. So we can probably eliminate them very easily. So I'd rather just move on from them. Next one, Chopper Mask from Foxy's arc. That's definitely not going to happen. If anything, that is going to be a free 3-star or a Cola unit. It's not going to be a very viable unit. It's just going to be a support unit, to be honest, and it'll probably be just free to get for free players, and it'll just be a for fun thing. So we can automatically eliminate that as well. Next up, we have Vivi from, I believe this is the Levali Vivi, which is strange to me because we already have her outfit. She's already in the same exact outfit, so maybe they'll put a twist on it, and they could easily just change her abilities as well. But I'm interested to see how they actually include this Vivi, because it doesn't seem like it will fit in all too well, to be honest. So that will be fascinating. I'm interested to see where that goes. But Vivi, all around, definitely not EX material. I don't think she is very popular, but I don't think she's the EX unit material, you know? So we can probably throw her out and skip that one. The next two, Leo and Ideo, are two units from Dressrosa. They're in the Dressrosa Coliseum, so probably when you hit another Dressrosa event, we will get them. But I'm sure many of you know that these will not be EX level material. They are not. Leo, I love them, and I will actually probably summon for both of them because I really like them, but I don't think they're EX material. Let's hope they're just viable and just playable at all. I imagine Leo being like a runner of some sort. He'll stitch people down and run around, run away, and then Leo will probably just be an attacker and just be able to explode and knock people back. He could be a defender potentially, but most likely an attacker the way his style kind of fits. Ideo, for those of you who don't know, is that big punchy guy dude who like does explosions. Honestly, I had to look him up because I kind of forgot who he was at first, but yeah. Lastly, in the current leaks, this isn't who I think is going to be EX, I'm going to straight up be honest, but it's Fukuro and Jabra. Obviously, two members of the CP9, two of the less popular units as well. I really like them. Fukuro, I'm probably just going to have some of those like 6 power abilities. And then Jabra is going to have like, they're probably going to be like step up level units. Maybe they'll be Bounty Fest given the way they're doing them, but I imagine they'll be kind of like Page 1 and Ulti, where they're Bounty Fest level and have Bounty Fest level abilities, but they still kind of look like step ups, if that makes any sense. So you can probably see that coming and imagine that from those two. The way Jabra's transformation is probably just going to be a temporary transformation because that's how Bandai loves to do the first time a Zoan gets a unit. So it's probably going to be a garbage unit at first, but just expect it. He'll just have a temporary transformation for 3 seconds and then transform back. It'll be just like the green Lucci, green attacker Lucci. So don't expect anything more. Going to be step up level. It's whatever. But now, lastly, let's dive in and look at who we think is going to be the actual EX units. Now, these could be because of the timing of it all. I imagine like there's no way that it's not. Now, August 4th, we're going to be getting a live stream about Film Red, I believe, with One Piece Bounty Rush or something like that. There was an announcement. It was official. So with that, we can fully expect that there's going to be the most money-grabbing unit in all of One Piece Bounty Rush. All of One Piece in general is probably Shanks. We all know that. Besides Luffy. Luffy and Shanks are probably Bandai's like biggest money makers, so you can expect a Shanks and you can expect a full-on Shaft. I don't want to hear, oh, I didn't get him because it's a 0.2% chance that you'll probably get an EX, if not worse. And it won't be guaranteed, probably. It'll probably be just as bad as the EX Luffy because they know you people are going to be thirsty and money hungry for Shanks because that's how it works. So Shanks will be expensive. Just expect that. Save up your gems if you really want them. Would recommend. I'm imagine like there's a variety of different abilities. And you guys know how they do Shanks. Shanks hasn't done anything in the anime. It's literally like nothing visual-wise at all. Worth noting. And at Pirate Warriors 4 is actually able to give him so many different abilities and so many different like big explosion abilities that are like all different like hockey. It's all just different variations of hockey. So Bandai's actually very good at creating those different random abilities that they throw on. Like, look at Rayleigh, both versions of Rayleigh. Look at the old Shanks. He has a variety of different things that he can do. I'm sure he'll have some old traits based off Shanks, so he'll probably be immune to confusion. That's how they always do characters. But he'll have some extra touches, but just keep the innate Shanks kind of feeling going. So generally expect that, but he will be based off like Film Red. We'll see how much film time he actually gets in Film Red. I'm actually very curious to see how that is. I'm very excited for the film because of what's going to bring me to the next point. And I honestly think they will be double EX unit will be Uta. So I think we'll have an Uta and a Shanks, not necessarily at the same time, but you can probably expect that we'll get like Shanks one week and Uta next week. Probably reverse order. We'll probably get Uta first and then Shanks a week later or so. Uta probably be, I don't imagine her being no pity. I imagine her being probably like 1700, maybe 2000 gems for guaranteed, unfortunately. But I imagine it'll be around that many gems to get her maxed out, or to get her guaranteed. So hopefully I get her. I am actually very excited to get her. She has like musical sound-based abilities based off what we saw in the anime trailer. So I'm very pumped, very excited to see what she'll bring to the table. We don't know any of her abilities, but I imagine she'll be somewhat, she could honestly be any class attacker under defender because we don't know how she uses her powers yet. So keep that in mind. Uta, it's going to be very expensive, 3.5 Annie. Now they have never done 2 EX units in a guaranteed, or in a half Annie. It's only been 1 EX. It was Akainu for year 2, and it was Big Mom for year 1 for 1.5 and 2.5. So, but normally they came with someone. So Big Mom came with a green Katakuri, and Akainu came with Kobe and Sentomaru. So I imagine, especially with the slowdown of characters that Bandai's had, we will probably be getting at least Uta and Shanks will be your EX units. They've managed to keep it under wraps. They kept it covered. I'm sure they're trying to hide the leaks as much as possible. Also, our leaks person, for some reason, who's able to send out leaks without getting sued by Bandai, I imagine there's kind of something going on behind there that allows him to do those leaks. Maybe a potential employee. Not really sure who he is or what he does or how he's able to get these leaks that no one else is able to get, but it's always the same dude every time, and he's the one who finds these leaks, so that's interesting. So, with that, I think Ulti and Shanks are almost to be our guaranteed EX units because the movie of the timing, and you know they're going to promote that movie very much. So they're going to be sending out like everything. We'll probably get a large amount of gems giveaways for that, but it will become dry after, so be wary that those are going to be your gems for the next couple months because you're not going to get much after that. So that's overall like the variety of possibilities for Shanks. Honestly, I hope they don't give him a counter, but I can see them just giving him a counter. We'll see what he actually does in the movie. I'm very excited to see how, like, where they go with that. That will be fascinating. But overall, Shanks and Uta, I think they'll be it. Hopefully Uta has some kind of musical ability where she actually like is able to hypnotize people and or just like incapacitate them and or just do fat damage. I really love musical abilities, so I'm excited for Uta a very large amount. Hopefully she's actually very good in Insane EX. I will actually like love to use her. I'm not just a sim chaser, like a waifu chaser. I really like musical abilities, so powers. And I just wish Brooks were better in the game, but they never really give Brooke the musical powers except for that one Brooke unit that they had. So unfortunately, that's all we have to work with. But overall, that's kind of my 3.5 Annie units that I think we're going to get. I think we're looking at Shanks and Blackbeard, our top 2 candidates, with Uta kind of being there if we get Shanks as the possibility. So that movie is coming out August 4th, about less than a month from now, from the time of this video being recorded. And I think it'll be kind of huge. So let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys think we're going to get Shanks and Uta? Do you guys think it'll be Blackbeard? Honestly, unless it's someone completely random that they've hidden, I think that's like our top 2 choices. So that's all our leaks. That's all we have going on for us right now. So keep that in mind. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys think it'll be Shanks and Uta, or do you guys think it'll be Blackbeard? I'm really curious. But that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe if you did. Also check out my Twitch, Twitter, and Discord down below. I'd love if you join and follow those. And I'm your boy Roman Puss, and I'm gonna be taking off. Yeah, hurley. Peace, beautiful people.